from Haidu till Kush, they're far from each other. So therefore he says, yeah, they're far from each other, and he ruled over the whole world. But Shmuel said, look at the whole, what does the pasuk say? Haidu vad Kush, Sheva ve'eser mei medina. From Haidu till Kush, 127 countries. Now 127 countries is the whole world. So if Haidu and Kush are two sides of the world, 127 countries are the whole world. So it's the same exact thing. Haidu till Kush and Sheva ve'eser medina, they're both the same thing. They're both the whole world. If he's saying Haidu on one side of the world, Kush on the other side of the world, saying that he ruled over the whole world, that is Sheva ve'eser medina. So the pasuk would be repeating itself. Right? So therefore he says that Haidu and Kush are right next to each other. And he's saying that just like he ruled over them, so too he ruled over the same power he ruled over those two countries that are next to each other, the same koyach he had over the rest of the world, over other countries.
Also in between them though, if you look at it that way.
So
if they're next to each other, then
other way around. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So Rav looks at the words. Ad means that they're far, and Shmuel looks at the whole pasuk would be repetitive, so they're really next to each other. And you see, by number one is a star, because I put a star because Rashi on the Torah brings the machlekes. The second one, number two, Rashi on the pasuk only brings one opinion. He only brings the second opinion, right? Okay. The third machlekes, Pashas Noach and Lech Lecha. The pasuk says in Noach, Kush Yaladas Nimrod. It's going through all the names of all the children that were born. It says Kush Yaladas Nimrod. B'heichaliz Gibrat Tzayid. He began to be a warrior, a Gibrat Ba'aretz. That he was a warrior that and it says Rashi Alken Yemar Al Kol Adam Arshia Ba'azus Panim. He was very wicked and it was Azus Panim. He knew the Eivishter Miskav and Limit by, and he intended to rebel against the Eivishter. Now Lech Lecha says that he b'mei Amrafel, was in the days of Amrafel. Malach Shinar, Ayach Malach Alas, Chadayim Malach Eilam, Silam Malach Goyim, and Rashi says Amrafel hu Nimrod. She'amar Avram Perlesech Kiv Shaneish, which means why is he called Amrafel? Because Amrafel is from the word Amar Poil, that he told Avram to go into the fire. So you have a person here, and he has two names, Nimrod and Amrafel. So this is actually a machlekes in the Gemara Eidavin. Rashi here doesn't say it's a machlekes. He actually just says that he's called Nimrod because he's Miskav and Limrod boy, that he rebelled against the Eivishter, and he's also called Amrafel because he told Avram to fall into the fire. But this is really two different opinions. The Gemara says, Amrafel, Rav Shmuel, Chad Amar Nimrod Shmuel. One of them said, Rav says his name is really Nimrod. When he was born, he didn't have a bris, but by his naming, they named him Nimrod. And later, why is he called Amrafel? Amrafel, Shin Amar V'Hipil, Lavram Avinu B'Sech Kiv Shanaish. His real name was Nimrod. They added a name, Amrafel. That's why the name the Torah calls him Amrafel, because he told Avram to fall into the fire. The other opinion says his name is really Amrafel. He was named when he was born Amrafel. Because he rebelled everybody against the Eivishter. Allah says, Rashi Klapi Maila, it says Allah is referring to the Eivishter, that he made everybody go against the Eivishter. So there's really two opinions. Is his name Nimrod? That's his real name, but the Torah calls him Amrafel because he told Avram to go into the fire. Or Fakir, that his name is really Amrafel, and he's called Nimrod because he rebelled against the Eivishter. Now Rashi here he brings both in either place. But what's the base for the machlekes again? Rav looks at the actual words, and Shmuel looks at the whole pasuk. So Rav looks at the word, the first pasuk. The pasuk says, "The Kush Yalad as Nimrod." Kush gave birth to Nimrod. The Psukim there are listing all the people that were born with their names. None of them had, none of those names have a specific reason. They're just names that they were named when they were born. So his name is Nimrod. Later, when you have a new name, Amrafel, we know that's Nimrod, so we have to explain why he was called Amraf. Shmuel looks at the pasuk, right? So Yah looks at the word Kush Yelanis Nimrod. Kush gave birth to Nimrod. Shmuel says, look at the whole pasuk over there, and I quote here the whole pasuk. Kush Yelanis Nimrod, but the pasuk continues. Hu heichali is giver ba'aretz, but giver tzai lefnei Hashem, al ken yama yen giver tzai lefnei Hashem. But all the other names that are listed, it doesn't give any more explanation. Here, the pasuk is adding more words. Why is the pasuk adding more words to tell you who this person is? Obviously, it's because, says Shmuel, because that is the reason for his name Nimrod. Later, when a pasuk says Me'am Raphael, doesn't give any explanation, so that's his real name. So again, Rav looks at the actual words Kush Yolidus Nimrod, so his name is really Nimrod, and Amraphel was a new name that was added to call him Amraphel for a different reason. And Shmuel says, look at the whole pasuk. The pasuk is giving a whole explanation over here, so that's his name. That's the added name that was given for Nimrod, and his real name is Amraphel. Right, so we have already three machlokes in there. Rav looks at actual words, and Shmuel looks at the more general picture. Looks at the whole pasuk. Okay, so we have here another machlok. It's number 4. Pasuk in Parashat Chayesara. I'm sure Razim Mustama going to Yisrael, and Mustama is going to go to Hebron. Mustama, I don't know, but V'itli Misoras HaMachpelah. That Avraham tells the Bnei Ches to Ephraim, Shkivim Baras HaMachpelah, Shalei B'Ksei Seleyu, Tzechesaf Mali Tnana Li V'Sechem Al Kuzaskar. Avraham is speaking to the Bnei Ches that he should get the Baras HaMachpelah. So what's Taish HaMachpelah? Baras HaMachpelah. So Rashi says, "Amachpela bayis v'aliyah al gaber." It's a house with aliyah, with a second floor on top of it. Davar acher. So Rashi doesn't say it's Rav Shmuel. Rashi just says davar acher. Shekfula b'zugis. It's called amachpela because it's doubled because it has a bunch of zugis. It has couples. Yeah. So this is from a Gemara, same Gemara as before from Eidavin. Says the Gemara, Maras HaMachpelah, Rav Shmuel, Chad Omar, Shnei Batim Zeh Lifnim Mizeh, V'Chad Omar, Bayis Li Al Gav. One opinion says that it's two houses, one in front of each other, and the second one says that it's a house with a second floor. Bishlam Aman Domar Zal Gav Zeh Ayin Machpelah. So if it's two floors, you understand why it says double, because it's two floors. But according to the opinion, says that it's a house in front of each other. So what's the word machpelah? So he says shekfula bezuges because it has couples. So Rashi just brings both opinions, but he doesn't say Rav and Shmuel. Okay. It says Rashi shekfula bezuges shenikbru kulan ish ve'ishtay yanu zug. They were buried in couples. Chsiv Shema covers Avraham and Sarah, Yitzchak and Rivka, Yaakov and Leah. And you have Esav's head over there also, right? Yeah. So they have a plaque over there. That's Esav's head. And apparently Adam and Chava are also buried there somewhere, no?
Yeah.
That's what I don't know, the Makar. When I was there, that's what they told us that under the whole thing is Adam and Chava.
On the lower floor.
Lower floor, yeah. I don't know for sure or not. Anyways. So what's shot over here? So Rav says, so the word is also Ma'aras HaMachpelah. Ma'aras means the cave, which is double. Not, I don't know the word Lashon Rabbi, Ma'oidos, caves. It's one cave. Ma'aras, the one cave, which is double. He's saying that it's two floors, so it's like two caves. Therefore he says, it's the one cave, which is double. So it's double with couples. Well, Shmuel says, look at the story. It doesn't make any sense. Avraham is trying to buy this cave from Ephraim. From Ephraim, right? So he also wants to get a good price also, right? So why would he be telling Ephraim, I want to have the cave which can be doubled with couples? What's in the game for him to tell that to what's negated to say that?
In other words,
if it's a double cake, he's saying that it's real estate. I want the two-family, and he's telling
So
you
that's gonna be more expensive.
That has to do with the sale.
But that's going to be more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm saying, but if you say Zugas, you're right. What is he telling
Right.
him?
What's he telling him for? Yeah. What's that? What's?
The Rav said the other way. First goes ties with the other.
Yeah. 1 second. Rabbi Shmuel b'shem Zel Pnimi Zeh. Shekfula b'zugois.
Means a double floor. Double two floors. Not that a foot of Zugas is already the next chapter.
No. So, in Rashi al Torah he brings in the other order, but in the Gemara, you're right. Rashi al Torah brings in the opposite order, but in the Gemara he says first Chad Amar Shnei Badim Zel Pnimi Zeh, and according to him, my Machpelah. You're right. In Chanabi, good point. That in Rashi for some reason al Torah he does in the opposite order. So Rav looks at the word and Shmuel looks at the whole story. Okay, let's go to number 5. Actually, this okay, number 5. Yakim al Chadash al Mitzrayim shel Yada Yosef. Right, beginning of Pasha Shmais, all the brothers die and a new king comes shel Yada Yosef. So Yakim al Chadash says Rashi Rav Shmuel Chad Omar Chadash Mamish. The Chad Amar is Chad Shegreisa. Was he Taka a new king, or does he just have Nuk Zaydes? Right? And according, if he was the same king, just made Nuk Zaydes. And according to that opinion, you would say Ashela Yada As As Mekila Yadoi. If it's the same king, he obviously made believe that he didn't know Yosef. So here it's very pashut, right? Let's look at the stories. The Gemara and Seita. It's also, by the way, a few of these machlekes are brought in more than one place. In Seita, they bring a few of the machlekes in. And in Eidevin they also bring a few. So like this machlek is in Seita, but it's also brought in Eidevin. Stop.
When he said Melech Chadash, and we know all the Shvatim died, probably is an old man. Because they were living for a few years.
Okay, he was old man talking. But I mean, those days, B'chlal, they lived. They lived, what's it called? They lived, right, so here it's very posh, right? So let's see what the Gemara says. We have a Vayit Las Malachte, Rav Shmuel, Chad Omar Las Malachte Mamish, the Chad Omar, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, yeah. Chad Omar Chodesh Mamish, the Chad Omar Shin Chad Shuk Zeresa. That it was the same king, but he had Nuk Zaydes. Man Damar Chodesh Mamish Kesiv Chodosh. Right, the first opinion says, very posh. Rav says, what does the word say? V'yakum Melech Chodosh. Chad, a new king. Man Damar Shin Chachuk Zeresav. So he says, the lake Siva Yamas Vayimlech. Because he should have said, and he died, and he became a new king. But you can say even more. Another part that you could say that. The pasuk here is coming to say what's there's new Zaydas that's going on over here. Now, we know Pari was just good friends with Yosef and good friends with the Yidden. How could it be that he's making Zaydas? So, the first opinion says it was Taka a new king. But Shmuel says, look at this. Doesn't make sense. Even if it was a new king, doesn't make sense. He obviously knows what happened before on the previous king. He knows that the Yidden helped Yosef helped the economy, and they say the Mitzrayim. Why would he be making Zaydas? And especially it says by Yemer El Amoy, he told his nation, let's make Zaydas on the Yidden. So Shmuel said, so the pasuk is obviously just showing us that Pari was pushing a very big Russia. He's pushing a big Russia, and he's doing these terrible things, even though the Yidden helped him. So there's no need to say that it's Chadash Mamish. To bring out his delicious more is fakeret. It's better to say that he was the same king, but he just made Nuk Zaydas. That brings out his delicious much more. Fine. So Rav looks at the words Chadash Mamish, and Rav says, Shmuel says, look at the whole story. It makes more sense to say that it was the same king.
It doesn't make difference. You saw that always they had the Jews. Chadash, not Chadash, they had the Jews.
But why did be in the Chanami? To bring it a delicious more is to say that it was the same one. Okay. The next one, Vayita Eshav Shava, Vayikra Sham v'Shem Hashem Keleilam. Avram Avinu planted a Eshel in Beersheba, and he called out the name of the Eibishter. So Rashi, what does Eshel mean? Rabbi Shmuel, Chad Omar Pardes, it means a orchard of trees. Lahadim Menu Peides, La'erchim L'Suda, to have fruits to give to guests by a meal. Chad Omar Pundok Lachsanya, means a inn to people to sleep. And even there was also a lot of fruits. If you say that it means the public says Vayita means planted. If it's a pundog, if it's an inn, what does it mean that he planted? So Rashi says you find the lotion of planting also by tents. Through the Eshel, Avram Avinu publicized the Eibishter to everybody. The Gemara inside brings the whole story how Avram Avinu had his whole conversation with the people. He used to give them food and say bench. So he said bench the Eibishter. If not, I'll charge you. The whole way how Avram Avinu would make them think to Eibishter as a result of this Eshel.
He was the first Chabadnik.
He was the first Chabadnik, yeah. Listen, the what's it called? The Rebbe, and the first Maimer, the Rebbe said, when the Rebbe became Rebbe, Yud Shvat, Tav Shirav, 1951, the first Maimer that the Rebbe said when he became Rebbe, the Rebbe was on this Vayikra Hashem 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 Ke'elam, on Tikra Vayikra, Vayakri, that he made others call out the name of the Eibush. This was the Rebbe's...
And how we know that Sarah was Chabadnik?
It says that Avram was Megayer... she...
When they ask Avram, Ayes Sarah Ishtecha? Ba'oren.
Very good. I like that. That's a good one.
Never heard of that.
Okay. So the Gemara Seita, same thing, right? Vita Ishel Ve'Shava, Amr Ish Lakish. Oh, so here actually, so Amr Ish Lakish, Ma'am and Shasta Pardes, we're not going to come in the Megadim. The Gemara brings the Machlekes, have Yehuda, Reb Nechemia, but there's another Girsa, I didn't bring it here, but it's another Girsa, so there's two Girsas, either it was Reb Yehuda, Reb Nechemia, or a different Girsa that it was Rav and Shmuel. One of the words, okay, if this time I'll check it up after. I forgot to put it in here. So the Gemara here says it was Reb Yehuda and Reb Nechemia, but there's another Girsa that says that it was Rav and Shmuel. And you see Rashi, Rashi chooses the Girsa that it's Rav and Shmuel. Chad Amar Pardes, Chad Amar Pundak, Vishtol Amar Pardes, Hainuk Sevayita. If it's a Pardes, so it says Vayita, he planted, right? Rav looks at the actual word. Vayita, he planted. Planting means orchard, planting trees. The other opinion would have to say that you find that you could say planting also by a tent. That he made others call out the name of the Eibishter. So Rav looks at the actual word. It says Vayita, he planted. Planted means he planted an orchard. Shmuel says the pasuk here is saying that he made others call out the name of the Eibishter. That's done and much greater if you have a whole inn. If I'm just giving you a fruit to eat, Zeinzach, but if I have a whole inn, then Avram would be much more successful in making others call out the name of the Eibishter. So Shmuel looks at the whole pasuk. He planted an Eshel and he made them call out the name of the Eibishter. That makes much more sense to be done in a punda.
Eshel is also ochel, shena, lena.
Right. So that's. So you see here, look, Rashi, the Rashi in the Gemara, yeah, very good. Look, Pundag says Rashi, lolon sham orchim, v'loshen Eshel, nutrikin u'achila shtiyo levia. Right? Shem achila n'mashkon avachem alav v'yisla. Okay. The Rebbe in the Maimer that he brings this Yishlakish, I'll take you make al vayakri. Rebbe says there that, what does that mean? That if Vayikra means that he called out, Vayakri means he made them call out. And the real way to be successful, if you want to call out, if you want to know if you're successful in calling out, if that person is calling out. When you teach someone and that person starts teaching, then you know that you were successful in your teaching. When one shliach makes another shliach, right? One Baal Tshuva makes another Baal Tshuva. That's when you know, when you have Vayakri, that they call out, then you know that you were successful in Vayikra. Okay, one more machlekes, and we can connect this to Shivas B'Tammuz, the Beis Hamikdash. God liyeh kved habayis hazeh ha'achrim min harishayin. Amar Shem Tzveis, ha'makim hazeh.
7.
Surely no Shem Tzveis. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't do those last Rashis here. So Pundak we did. V'it Ali Apadenu pasuk b'Daniel alachem ha'malachim. Okay, so the next pasuk is referring to the second Beis Hamikdash. The pasuk says is going to be greater than the first Beis Hamikdash. Actually, meaning the second Beis Hamikdash is greater than the Rishon. So what does it mean, God? What does it mean it's going to be greater? So it says Rashi, God, this is a pasuk in Chagai. God liyeh Rav Shmuel. Chad Amar b'Binyan, Chad Amar b'Shonim. Rav says it was bigger physically. The building was actually bigger. The Chad Amar b'Shonim, and Shmuel says it was in years. It stood for longer. Shnei Beis Rishon. The years of Beis Rishon was 410. Beis Sheni was 420. So it stood for longer. And it's from Gemara Baba Basra. God liyeh kved habayis hazeh achrim Rishon Rav Shmuel va'amri lo Rav Yechonah Rav Elazar chad amar b'Binyan v'chad amar b'Shonim. What does it mean? B'Binyan says Rashi b'Binyan she'govei meya ames. K'tanim Sechas Midos. The second one was 100 ames. What was the first one? It was less than that. It was smaller than that. V'shanim v'yislishin amar dalan meis v'eser v'yisheni dalan meis v'eser. So Shmuel, so Rav looks at the words God. What is God? When he says something is bigger, is God. God means big, bigger, physically bigger building. But Shmuel says that, what does the pasuk say? God liyeh kved habayis hazeh omer Hashem tzvaris. It's greater for the covenant Eibush there. That it's a God of Beis Hamikdash. So for the Eibush there is covered.
What do you mean? You mean they do more korbanos and everything? That's mean the cover?
Be more korbanos, so there's more shechina. There's shechina different world.
Say God liyeh habayis. That would mean the building.
Yeah, God liyeh kved habayis. The kved. Yeah, that's more of the Eibush
number of years.
So the years is great. So we have here a total of 7 different machlekasin. And in all of them we see Lashitotya say that Rav looks at the words, at the actual word, and Shmuel looks at the whole picture.
We're just showing like Shivim Panim LaTorah. Small thing and discussing.
Right. And you see also that when you have different machlekes and you have different arguments in all over Torah, it doesn't mean there's some like I say this and you say like this. No, each person has their chalimut.
Right.
And therefore in all these machlekes and they say like this, right? And you have this
Lashitotya.
Yeah, they have the Lashitotya. So usually when there's Rav Shmuel Chad, the first one is when you have Rav Shmuel and Chad Amar, so Pasha is the first Chad
Is the
first name, yeah, is Rav, and the second one is Shmuel. But so this is all beautiful, all good and fine.
So why doesn't say Rav and Shmuel? Why does it say Chad and Chad? I think
all of the shots you have like
I think they talked about it. I don't know where it says.
Can't say. I don't know. But Rashi al Torah only brings their names Rav and Shmuel in 4 of the places. You see the ones that have a star, number 1, 5, 6, and 7. There Rashi says Rav and Shmuel. Number 2 in Megillah, Rashi just brings a second opinion. Number 3, and each Rashi brings in the first, in Noach he brings one opinion, and in Lachach he brings the second opinion. Number 4, Rashi just says Davar Acher. Only number 1, 5, 6, and 7, does Rashi actually bring the names Rav and Shmuel?
Can I just ask you a very small summary because I came late?
Yeah.
If you can, I don't want to.
Okay, so not a problem. We brought 7 arguments of Rav and Shmuel. And we showed Lishitase, in each one, Rav looks at the actual words of the pasuk, and Shmuel looks at the general picture, the whole pasuk, the whole story.
Yes.
That's their opinion. And we went through each one and showed that.
Okay.
But Rashi al Torah, only in 4 out of the 7 does he actually bring the names Rav and Shmuel. And we know Rashi is very, very exact, very, very particular. So if Rashi only in these places brought their names, that means in these 4 places there's a different lishitase.
There's a different one.
There's a different lishitase. There's a different perspective that they have, in specifically these 4, not about the other 3. Which means what we said now that can be very good, and all these 7 is one lishitase. Right. But there's in these 4 specifically there's a different lishitase. And different Rashi, specifically in these 4, brings the name of Rav and Shmuel. Because when you know the Shitase, you understand the Machlekes much better. So what's the other Shitase here? So I brought here on the bottom from Gemara B'Chedes. It says the Kaimelan Kirabi Sureh Shmuel B'Dinim. We know any time there's a Machlekes in Rav and Shmuel, so B'Yisurim, when it comes to Yisurim, Dinim al-Chleis, Tumah, Tara, Kashrus, these Dinim, the halacha is like Rav. And by dinay, which means by mamanis, when it comes to money matters, din is like Shmuel. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean that Rav didn't know the halachis of money. It doesn't mean that Shmuel didn't know the halachis of Visurim. So the Rosh Babakam explains, "Kein daiti neite the meizet tam asu chachmei gemara klal zeh halacha kishmuel bedina yukrav Visurim b'chom." Okay, what's the idea that was decided that the halacha is like Shmuel and Dinim and Rav like in Visurim? Because Shmuel in his city he paskin very often and did amaminus. So he was more expert in that. Obviously he knew very well the other halachas also, but he was ragil in dinim amaminus. Therefore, when it comes to halacha, we rely more. We pass like Shmuel in Maminus and Rav in Yisurim. So, what's the difference in Yisurim and Maminus? So, Isra Heter are things ben Adam Lamakim, right? It's not things of Tamei, Tahar, Kasher, Teh. These are things between a man and Davish. Maminus is obviously Adam Lachavedai, right? Money matters, they're all ben Adam Lachavedai. So, Rav's perspective will always be being Adam Lamakim, and Shmuel's perspective would be being Adam Lachavedai. So, we'll go through these 4 machlekes and see how we can see being Adam Lachavedai, Adam Lamakim in these 4 machlekes. Okay, this actually, by the way, this is a sikha. The sikha of the Rebbe in Chelik Tez Zayin L'Kud the Sikhis. The sikha is on the machlekes of Beyakim al Chadosh. But from there, the Rebbe brings all these this whole thing. Okay, so let's say Beyakim al Chadosh. Let's start with that one. Number 5. So the pasuk obviously is saying that the pot is a big rasha, right? Now where would so you have either the Chodesh Mamish or Nishchach Zeresa. Now, where is he a bigger Rasha bin Adam Lachavedai? If he's the same king or he's a new king, right? So obviously, if he's the same king, then he's a bigger Rasha bin Adam Lachavedai. Because what do you mean? Like, hello, we were friends before. Yosef helped you. Why you against? Why you against? So Shmuel looks ben Adam Lachavedai. So he says that it's the same king because that ben Adam Lachavedai shows he's a bigger Rasha. Now ben Adam Lamakai. So if it's the same king, So bein adam lamakim, it's not as bad because I'm the king. These are my avodim. They accepted me as they came to my land. I can do whatever I want with them. Bein adam chaved, it's very not nice. But bein adam lamakim, sort of you can't have any complaints because I'm the malach over these people. So if he says,
so you can't have a complaint. It's Chodesh Mamash.
but Chodesh Mamash, then you could, because Chodesh Mamash, the Eibishter tells this person, who are you to come? You're a new king. Or these people were here before. And how do you have the rights over them to make new b'zeiros over them? If it was the same paroi, so Pari says these are my avon. They came into my land. I was the king here. They accepted me as their melech, so I can make b'zeiros over them. But if it's Chodesh Mamash, that's more wrong because you're the new person here. You can't come and take these people. They're here before you, right? Imagine you have a gabbai in the shul. Like, to give an example, right? If it's the whatever, can you give an example? Right? If it's the same guy that was there that's making new rules, right? There's no time. This is my show, right? I was here for. I opened the show. I'm here for. I can make my rules. But if he's a new one,
Successful show again.
okay, right. That's right. We can't give this example. Kids, that's us. Okay. Vayita Eishel. Vayita Eishel, right? So being Adam Achavere, obviously, to make a inn is a much being Adam Achavere, that's much greater.
Right.
So Shmuel says to make it in. Rabbi said, actually, the orchard is better because similar to, it says Kayin brought fruits to the Eibishter, the korban. So when Avraham Avinu made this Eishel to give to people to make them call the name of the Eibishter, so to speak, Avraham giving a korban to the Eibishter also. So it's more.
If you have trees.
If you have the trees, yeah.
Why?
Because that's like giving the fruits to the Eibishter as a korban. It says Kayin gave his little fruits a korban to the Eibishter, Kolshkein. Avraham gave, although interesting actually, because it says that even Punaglach Sanya Voy Komine Pedes.
It's more from the natural, it's closer to the nature. Taking it right from the tree and giving it. Taking Pedes is already went over to people and he bought it, one of the story bought it.
Right, saying if
shows
it's
more that he's taking the tree that Hashem made.
right, the tree Hashem gave him, and he's giving that as a korban to the Eibishter. Yeah. So there, Beinum Lamakim is greater. Godly fine. Godly Kveda Baisas, yeah. So
7.
yeah, number 7. So Beinum Lamakim. So where is it better? So Beinam Lachaveda would be like for Yidin, Beinam Lamakim for Eibishter. So if you have a bigger Beis Hamikdash, either physically bigger or it's there for longer. So where is it better for the Eibishter and where is it better for Yidin?
Kavod is Eibishter. For the Yidin, big Karo.
Why? For the Yidin, seemingly, if it's there for longer, right? The Yidin want to Beis Hamikdash. If it's there for longer, for the Yidden it's better because Yidden have the Beis Hamikdash for a longer time, right? The bigger it's for Eibishter. There's more Shechina on the Eibishter, more comfort for Eibishter. But the Yidden want obviously to be for longer. So Rav said B'nadam Lamakim for the Eibishter it's better B'binyan. And Shmuel says, "B'shana for Yidden and Meram Lachaveda, it's better they have this Midrash for longer." And last one, V'yakam Malachadash, back to we did it already. Sorry, what's the first one? Oh, Mayesha. So here's an interesting one. Can't say I fully understand it even, but the word is that being Adam. So here the pasuk is saying Yosef is a bigger tzaddik. Right, Yosef is a tzaddik. By Achashverosh, by Pare, we're bringing out his rishus. Here we're bringing out the tzidkus of Yosef. So where is the bigger tzidkus bein Adam la'makim? Machtem mamish. Where would be? So here's the interesting word. That where's the bigger tzidkas ben lachaveda? That he comes home, dafka when no one's there, zuta aveda. Although, obviously, even on lachaveda, it's better. It's better if it's malachtem mamish, right? Because even on lachaveda, doing aveda with peitifar is not a proper thing. But that's the word. The Adam Lamakim, the bigger tzidkus is if it's malachtim amish, but malachaveda be a bigger tzidkus if he came on dafka when no one's there.
You know what I would say? You know the idea, my own thing. It's interesting when I was in Eretz Yisrael a few years ago, saw a certain rabbi. His name is Rabbi Rimon. He said a shir on Haggadah Shel Pesach. He went through the whole Haggadah Shel Pesach. And he said the Geula from Mitzrayim was two things. One is physical, they're beating them and all of this, it's terrible, and they didn't to eat, and whatever, like all the Gullahs when they're going. And one thing is Ruchnius, and then the Sharatuma and all of this stuff, and So he showed that Shmuel, in the Haggadah, everything he's saying on the Kashmiristic tzad of the Golos and Geula, and Rab is on the Ruchni side. So after the whole shir, I was thinking, of course, Shmuel's Kedini. Dini is the Kashmir, but he didn't say that. It's interesting. He didn't theorize. He's called Yad Shriman. I think it's Yasser Shriman. He's a big guy in the Dati Umi,
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
he's
the head of the base marriage. They have the school Lev, opticians and this, but they also have the yeshiva part. So he's the head. So I would say this idea. You could say that Shmuel is Bedini, Dini is Kashmiyot, and so here it would work out. Let's say with Yosef, so Malachta Mamish is it's more on the Ruchnius. Lasa Shrachav is more the Gashmi. So I don't know. You could set it on. You could make it fit. Try to make it.
Anyways, so the sikha there again is on the V'yakim al Chodesh. The Rebbe concludes the sikha there V'yakim al Chodesh, whether it's a new king or old king. In Kodesh, you can't rely on the Yidden. Can't rely on the government. You have to know that our connection is Eibishter. Obviously, we have to make a keli in there Chateva whenever we have to, but we have to be connected to the Eibishter. And we do Torah mitzvahs, we know we'll have all the brachos for the Eibishter. But then, even if there's issues, then we have to work out in ways of teva. So you have to go through the king, but that's only a keli. The foundation is a connection to the Eibishter. Al derech, like we have by Purim, that Mordechai, right, when they heard about the Gzeira, they didn't run Tachas Reish. First, the tshuva of Yilash Leif, only later they go Tachas Reish. Because the first thing is you have to do tshuva. Then afterwards you make a keli, and you go Tachas Reish, and Esther fasted, even though it made her look not nice, because you're fasting for 3 days, so she doesn't look beautiful. But still, the nekuda is that you trust an Eibishter, and then Yechumela, you have what you need, and connect that to the base in Gimel Tammuz, that the Frierdiker Rebbe, when Mesiras Nefesh, to spread Yiddishkeit, and when you go with that Mesiras Nefesh, all everything goes away. So L'chaim.
Thank you.